Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Sir Alex Ferguson Challenge with West Ham. Now in today's episode we have the final group game of our Champions League group stage and we will be playing Roma away from home. Things have been going extremely well in the Champions League. The Premier League, not so much. So we followed up our 5-0 thrashing to FC Basel with a 1-0 home defeat against Brighton. We then got knocked out of the League Cup 4th round against Liverpool on penalties, where we took 3 penalties and we missed 3 penalties. We then went away from home at Burnley and drew 0-0, and the good Champions League form continued at home to FC Basel with a 2-0 win. Tetier getting himself a goal in the 47th minute and Moise Kean in the 57th. But look at them stats. I don't think we have dominated a match so much in our entire time of being West Ham manager. We then went away to Spurs and got beat in the Premier League. But we kicked back into gear in the Premier League, beating second place Manchester United at home 2-0. A wonder goal from Sandro Tonali and Felipe Anderson in the 82nd minute completed an absolutely fantastic performance. We then played FC Bayern, that is Bayern Munich, the champions of Germany in real life anyway, and we won 4-1. Tetier with a double, Mats Hummels with an own goal, and Alexander Isak getting himself a goal very late on. Lewandowski made it a bit interesting with a 44th minute penalty, but 6 points against Bayern Munich in this year's Champions League. I would never have guessed. We continued the bounce back on form in the Premier League with a 3-0 away win at Middlesbrough. They did not perform well whatsoever and we absolutely dominated the match. Alexander Isak with a goal, Ronaldo Vieira and Heitor de Paula. Our centre midfielders definitely getting more involved for some tactical tweaks. So I'm pleased to see it. And then a 6-1 crushing of Bournemouth, as you can see by the stats, absolutely dominated this game. Ronaldo Vieira got himself 2, Moise Kean got himself 2, Alexander Isak got himself 1, and Jerlek on one of his rare appearances got himself 1 off the bench. And then just to crush me dreams, Huddersfield held us to a 1-1 draw away from home. They did equalise 7 minutes after we took the lead through Aaron Creswell, and this was a frustrating match to say the least. So that leaves the Premier League table looking like this. We are currently in 5th position. We're only 2 points behind 3rd, but any chances of a title challenge this season I think are pretty much over. As you can see by our 4 defeats, Spurs, Brighton, Chelsea and Liverpool. We are just not competing with the bigger sides in the league, I would say, but we're also dropping points against the lesser sides. Huddersfield, Burnley, Man City, Stoke. A lot of the away games we are struggling, so yeah, Premier League form, not so much. But Champions League form, absolutely crazy. 15 points from 5 games at 14 goal difference. The rest of the sides around us all in the negative. Roma and us have already qualified. So this game is really just, we're just going to play it. We're just going to enjoy it. And this is the lineup that is going to face Roma away from home in our final Champions League group game. Craig Davies will start in goal. Wagnerman, Oxford, Panzo and Creswell in defence. 2 starting defensive midfield. Tonali and Ronaldo Vieira holding it down in central midfield. Tetier on the right. Moise Kean on the left. And Alexander Isak up top. They've gone very defensive. Let's get into it. So we kick off against Roma away from home. We are facing a back 5, so we may struggle in terms of getting chances. But I'm hoping that we can dominate on the ball because of their such a defensive style, that we can dominate in midfield, and plus with our attacking talent it might overwhelm them. So hopefully, their defensive formation might work in our favour as they kick it out and we win the ball back. Tonali is running at their defence. Decent challenge by Paulista, but it falls to Vieira and he gets the shot straight at Keylor Navas. The highlight is continuing, so I'm guessing it's not over as Wagnerman dispossesses El Shaarawy and goes down the right hand side. Can he get the ball in? Alexander Isak's there, he's there. Oh, he hits the bar, back in. Wagnerman knocks it out for a goal kick. Decent start. Highlight now, Creswell with the free kick on the edge. Decent clearance by Murillo, but can Isak get it back in? He finds Tetier dispossessed by Pavon, but because they're so defensive, there's absolutely no outlet when they do win the ball back. Just one guy up front by himself as Tetier went for a strike there, but a bit too much curve. And that's it, half time. A really quiet first half. This is essentially an exhibition match, really. We have put out our first team though, because it would be nice to get 6 wins from 6 in the group stage, just to give us that confidence going into the knockout stages. And particularly with our league form not really hitting the highs that our Champions League form has done, winning every game to keep morale up is pretty much essential. I mean, I still think we'll qualify for the Champions League via the league. I'm hoping so anyway, but We're going to have to get our successes this season elsewhere. Tonali drives into the box, decent strike, good save by Navas. Corner from us and the highlight after. Is it going to lead to anything? Decent ball in by Creswell, but Navas claims. So we'll make some substitutions. Who's not performing particularly well? We'll get Moise Keane off for Jerlek, and we'll get Gabriel on for Tetier. Our wingers not having the best of days. Probably shut down by their full-backs and their centre-back being able to cover, so it's very hard for them to get any space down the wings. We'll see if our other lads can maybe make something happen as time's just ticking away here. We'll make another change in the 80th minute. We'll see who is struggling in terms of fitness. Aaron Creswell, we'll get Tony Lotto on for him. It looks like it's going to be a game of very little, and it's going to finish 0-0. We'll check the league table, see which one of the other teams is going to finish third. Bayern Munich scraping through our group to finish third and get you the Europa League spot. I'm glad we're not in the Europa League, by the way, even though we did smash them. But there we are, 0-0 against Roma away from home. It was a game where they definitely set up not to get beat. We set up to win, but it wasn't to be. And yeah, as you can see by the standings, we did finish top of our group. 16 points from 6 matches is nothing to sneeze at. Let's have a look, see who we'll get in the next round. So, possibility of Juventus, which will be a nightmare. Marseille causes all sorts of problems in last year's group stage, so I wouldn't mind avoiding them, actually. FC Porto, I would take. Inter Milan, would I take? I would take. Roma, we can't have. Bayer Leverkusen, I would take. Monaco, depends what they've done during the save, I'm not too familiar. And PSV, I would definitely take, because if you remember, last season we had them in the first knockout round. And we did beat, I think it was 1-0 or 2-0 on aggregate. So there were tight games, but we were the better side. Looking forward to the next episode. We have got the January transfer window. I'm not sure how many moves I'm going to make and whether it's worth us doing a dedicated episode to the full window. But we do have 118 million. And as you can see, I've been a little bit busy during the in between the transfer window. So there will be some players coming in at the beginning of January. But the one I'm looking forward to most is our £20 million Brent Beckhart, who will get in the first 11. He will be our Metzala, and it will spell some changes for the squad in general, as I'm trying to move people on to make spaces for the kind of guy like this. So next episode will either be the entirety of January, depending on how I feel, or it will be maybe the Leicester game away from home, or maybe the Man City game at home. Yeah. If we don't do the entirety of January, we'll play Man City at home in the middle of it. Anyway, if you have enjoyed today's video, just click the like button. It takes nothing from your time. And get yourself subscribed so you can see more of this lovely stuff. But until next time, take it easy.